My laugh, my everything, it all came out of the 2x4 I got a couple years ago from the universe.
Yeah, yeah. So you had a near-death experience too.
So, yeah, nothing like I didn't travel anywhere. Uh, I didn't get to Heaven's Gate or anything like that. Two moments of instant transformation and bliss. The second one of where I was given a decision, not with words, but with a curtain closing, and it was a you've taken your last breath. You can just relax into it and be. It's all good. It's all great. It was very, very peaceful.
Mm.
Or you can choose door number two, which means you're going to have to kickstart your own breathing and you're
Ah.
going to have to meditate your way to make breath a conscious act for an hour until the emergency crews get there. And I knew the exact time. Another
Hmm.
half an hour before they would be able to helicopter you out. And you would have to keep yourself stable while bleeding out internally.
Wow. What happened? What
uh,
happened? Did you fall
I
climbing or
I
something?
felt well I can tell you more from a spiritual perspective. From a physical perspective, I still don't fully understand it. But the shortest version is um, I had on leather-soled moccasins, and I was crossing a very humble little creek bed, and I stepped in. I had just told my wife I'm just about ready to have kids. Or get this book tour done, and let's see how it goes. And so she jogged off in front of me, woohoo, excited. I stepped in some sand. I stepped in this wet creek, just like one step in the creek. I stepped on a rock on the other side of the creek, went flying up through the air, and came down right on a pyramid shaped rock just below my
Ah.
hip. And my hip and pelvis stopped, and my leg and continued.
Hmm.
And it was after looking at it when they cut the pant leg off later, it was like a lotus blossom. All the pieces of bone, it exploded like an artillery shell. All the pieces of bone were sticking into the thigh. They thankfully didn't go through the skin like a lotus blossom.
Oh
It
man.
just
Right.
exploded into pieces.
Phew.
And
The
I
major injury.
I had no blood pressure, and
Hmm.
it was literally the sun was brighter than any sun I've seen before. And I was breathing in light, breathing out love, breathing
Hmm.
in light, breathing out love. And at one point, I broke into song of Jimmy Cliff. I can see clearly now. and
Oh, that's great.
I'm
Wow.
singing myself. And if I stopped breathing for a second, that was because there was no, it was completely a conscious act of breath, but it
Mm.
was also the most special, dumbfounding, profound. It was like I was
Was it
getting,
static? Did you?
yeah, it was both ecstatic and the most incredibly painful because I had pieces of bone not only going into the skin, but right up against the femoral artery.
Mm.
And so the body was sending me amazing pain to keep me from moving. And I was perched, I was stuck halfway. My waist and below was in this, it was snowmelt creek, so it's 32, 33-degree water, which
Oh,
is probably
gee.
what saved my life. And I'm
Huh.
stuck holding myself, and my back kept spasming, and I kept spasming, and you get racked with this incredible pain. And then you go
Wow.
right back into the breath.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
So, what happened with you?
Oh, I was in a play. I was a theater major in college, and I went into this company right after, and we did this wild adaptation of the Faust myth,
Mm-hmm.
and we all played Faust at different points. I played him as a scientist who's persecuted by the church or by society and is hung, and they hung me on stage with a rope and a
Oh, yeah.
scaffold, and they threw me off, and we rigged, there were two other ropes there hitched to me, so I wasn't supposed to really hang.
Right,
But
right.
the last two times I did it, the ropes were out of adjustment or something, because they threw me off, and I hung. I died. It just cut off my breathing, and I just went flying over these beautiful green hills studded with oak trees, and it was either exactly like it was our first. We played in New York. We toured the whole country. It was '68. We played at Cafe La Mama off Broadway for 6 weeks, and then we went across the country, and we ended up in California, and it was our first performance in California. And suddenly I was sailing over these hills, and they looked just like the foothills to the mountains here, the Sierras. Or else it was I think it was another dimension, because I was flying along just joyfully. I was flying. I was having such a gas flying. And I remember looking around, realizing I didn't have a body. I couldn't see my body. I was flying. And then I hit like turbulence. Bam, bam, bam. And it was, this flight is getting a little rough. What's going on? And then I was in like this big funnel swirling around and around. But I remember so clearly I had thoughts and feelings, and I was conscious. I had a separate being whipping around. And I even remember thinking, geez, if I had a body right now, I'd be nauseated. My stomach would be nauseating. It's good I don't have a stomach right now, because I'm whipping around and around and around in this thing, and then I saw this shimmering light above, and I had this sense in this funnel then of a certain direction. It's like I could will myself through into that shimmering light and get back into my body. Or I can just let go and go into the big light, and it'll be so wonderful. It'll be like graduate school. I'm done with kindergarten. I'm on to the next. And I debated. I remember kind of debating, and this sort of voice said, you haven't done what you're here to do, Mark. You haven't done it at all. You're being an actor, and that's like a child repeating other people's lines. You got more to do. So I kind of willed myself up to this light, and it felt like, and I broke through. It was just like surfacing from water, and I was staring back at the director's face. He'd noticed I wasn't hanging still through the next scene like I normally did. I was spazzing and dying. My face was, and so he got a ladder, and he went up and lifted me up. The play was so weird, people didn't even know that it wasn't in the play. That's how weird the play was.
The show must go on.
They thought, oh, what a great actor. He's spazzing around, and he laid me out on the stage, and I remember thinking, at first I had forgotten who I was already. It was like, oh, I'm Mark Allen, and oh, I'm in this play. It seems so childish. Oh, I have these lines. Oh, I don't remember my lines. And it seems so childish. And it was like, it really felt like I'd been in graduate school. I was just about to graduate, and now I had to come back to kindergarten and say these lines, these silly little things. And so that's when I quit being an actor. And the universe said I had to start saying my own words, finding my own way.
I think you did.
Yes. I did.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Michael. It's been a gas meeting you. And
do you have time for a short little guided meditation?
Sure.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like below. Also, leave your comments. Have some real fun with it. Subscribe to our channel where you're going to get more great videos, more interviews coming up. And check out our website, inspirenationshow.com. That's where you'll find tips, blogs, information, videos you won't find anywhere else, and useful and helpful resources to really help you kickstart your life and to shine bright. Thanks so much again. Thank you for your support. Like, comment, subscribe. See the website. Thanks so much and have fun. Of course, shine bright. Woohoo!